All right, I made this presentation about UpGrow. I think you're gonna like it. We gotta talk about this Instagram Grow service because I got some things I gotta say about UpGrow, all right? First off, my name is Ethan. Hello, hi. I've been doing Instagram marketing for a very long time, and I review Instagram Grow services on this channel, and I've been working behind the scenes quite a bit. I've been helping businesses and creators and individuals and companies just gain followers on Instagram. That's what my job is. And so these Instagram Grow services like UpGrow, I'm fascinated by because I'm also in that industry, and well, we just got to talk about it, okay? This is what we got to talk about. UpGrow is a scam website. It's not good. UpGrow sells 100% fake followers. All right, and again, this isn't good. And unfortunately, there's a lot of websites that do exactly what UpGrow is doing. And I've reviewed a lot of them. I've also reviewed UpGrow twice on this channel, I believe. So this is not my first time talking about UpGrow, but I wanted to make this presentation to hopefully bring everybody up to speed and try to organize my thoughts about UpGrow a little bit better than I have in the past. But here's what these websites that are like UpGrow that are selling you these fake followers typically all have in common. They're gonna mention something along the lines of AI growth. They're gonna mention some kind of algorithm modification, some kind of influencer network, and they're gonna say something along the lines of, you know, we're selling you real followers. And then they typically say something along the lines of, influencers use us, there's no passwords required, the growth is guaranteed, and there's no bots. And well, let's just do a quick breakdown of that, shall we? Here's the website right off the bat. Literally, they hit everything. They say no bots, no fake followers, no passwords. Using AI, you gain real Instagram followers. It's guaranteed growth. Like everything that these scam websites do, like UpGrow does, like, and they just show it like right here. But maybe you're like watching this and you're like, well, that doesn't seem so bad. What's so bad about that? Well, you know, it gets into this territory where they start lying about most of the things on their website. And obviously, if they're selling you fake followers at the end of the day, and I've purchased UpGrow and I've showed people the results on this channel, it's concerning. It's concerning, especially when this language on this website and all these testimonials is just so manipulative, and they have all of these like fake accolades, and it's just not a good situation for anybody, because a lot of people stumble across these websites just looking to gain followers on Instagram. They're looking to grow their business. They're looking to get more exposure on Instagram, and they want to do it organically. They want real followers, and they see a website like this, and they're going to be convinced that this is the real deal. And unfortunately, it's just not the real deal at all. Here's what you typically get when you buy UpGrow. So there's 3 types of fake followers. You got the simple bots. This is like the most common type of fake follower that you're going to see on a site like this. And well, this is typically the most common follower that people think of, I should say. Most people, when they think of fake followers, they think of accounts like this. They think of no profile picture, they think of really weird usernames, and they think of accounts that are following like 5,000, 6,000, 7,000 people. That's typically who they think about when they think of simple bots. When they think of bots on Instagram, this is typically what they imagine. However, it gets more advanced. There's other types of fake followers. There's also private bots, which are accounts that are similar to the simple bots, but they use real profile pictures, and they sometimes have a bio, and the type of, you know, username that these accounts use is more realistic, but it's still kind of weird. Like there's like random Q's and G's and random dots and underscores, and then like 3 letters that don't really mean anything. You see that kind of stuff all over the place. This is just not how people typically, you know, when they're picking out a Instagram username, they typically don't throw in random symbols. Like not many people do that. So it's kind of an easy indicator when all of a sudden, you know, you buy a subscription with UpGrow and then you get 100 accounts that all have bizarre usernames. Even if they have profile pictures, it still looks a little fishy. But here's the really manipulative type. Excuse me. These are called clone bots. And what these accounts are essentially clones. So the account on the left is real. The account on the right is a clone bot. And what these clone bots do is they copy the username, they copy the bio, they copy the posts, and they make it look as realistic as possible. So here on the left, this is a cafe in Frankfurt, Germany. And the account on the right is a very shady, shoddy knockoff of the account on the left. And again, if you get 100 accounts that are knockoffs of a real account that follow you, it's going to be kind of hard to tell. It's going to be hard to like say that these are fake accounts because they're going to look kind of real. They kind of pass the sniff test a little bit, but when you dig into them, they all typically have things in common that fake accounts all typically have in common. For example, if you clicked on the tagged posts here, there would be no tagged posts. On the real account, there's dozens of tagged posts. There's going to be very little to no engagement on any of these posts here. The real account's going to have comments in German. They're going to have real, they're going to have real engagement. Real accounts get real engagement. Fake accounts almost never get real engagement. And if they do have engagement, it's usually fake engagement. So that's an issue because a lot of people get these types of followers and they can't tell the difference. And these sites started popping up a lot over the past 4 or 5 years. Sites like UpGrow, there's Plixie, there's Pass Social, there's what other ones? CrowdIgnite, there's Kicksta. I've reviewed all of these websites on my channel. And I've purchased a lot of these services and I've showed people the results on this channel. These sites are malicious and you have to stay out and you have to be alert for what these websites do so you don't get tricked by them. And essentially, if you're wondering like how these sites came to be, I actually want to break that down real quick because they all hijacked the Instagress idea. Now, Instagress was an extremely popular outreach automation tool from 2013 to 2017. What is outreach automation? Outreach automation is simply logging into a software that then logs into Instagram with your account and then interacts with thousands of people every day. Now, they would interact with thousands of targeted people every day. They would follow them, they would unfollow them, they would like, they would comment. And it was extremely effective because it was actually gaining people in 2013 and 2017. It was actually gaining people real Instagram followers. And for like $30 a month back in the day, you could gain thousands of real followers with this automation tool. Now, it was never okay by Instagram, but Instagram just really didn't do anything about it until about 2017 when they came in and shut down Instagress. But yeah, people were gaining thousands of real followers every week. It was it was good if you wanted to gain followers, but it was a problem for Instagram. Instagram doesn't want automation on their platform. It's just not, it's a lose-lose for Instagram. They just can't afford to have people maliciously automating on their platform because then all of a sudden all the engagement's artificial and it's not good. But here's what the Instagress website looked like in 2017. This is the archived version of Instagress. And the language on Instagress is pretty similar to what a lot of the language on these scam websites are using today. So UpGrow, Plixie, Kicksta, all of these websites, Pass Social, they're all kind of using the same language that Instagress used back in the day. So they all kind of copied Instagress's style. And Instagram made outreach automation impossible, so Instagress shut down in 2017. Instagram, I believe, had legal action. They also majorly changed the algorithm in 2017, where just any kind of automation on the platform was just easily detected. Like all the software that was being used in that era just became obsolete overnight. They like pushed through one update and then all of a sudden nothing worked anymore when it came to outreach automation. So Instagram effectively killed outreach automation overnight, and then they also took down all of these companies. They took down Follow Liker, they took down Mass Planner, they took down Instagress, Jarvie. There was a lot of companies that were doing outreach automation. Instagram made these companies obsolete. They changed the algorithm. So all of a sudden there was this huge vacuum that opened up where these millions of people that were using those tools, so they still wanted to gain followers on Instagram. And UpGrow still exists because 90% of people don't care if they get fake followers. So UpGrow and a bunch of other sites, they had this idea of if we can kind of create a site that kind of gives people the vibe of Instagress and say that we're going to help them grow their account, they'll believe it. And even though that technology doesn't exist anymore, we're going to send them fake followers. And if we make the fake followers look realistic enough, people won't care. And that's why they still exist today, because most people just don't care, or they don't know. They can't tell the difference between what's a real account, what's a fake account, especially when this software is like telling the fake accounts to interact with you too, because that's like the next level of this is they have really complicated software that can not only create these fake Instagram accounts, that can not only clone real Instagram accounts, but they're also engaging with you. Fortunately, the algorithm can tell. The algorithm knows that these are fake accounts. There's no benefit of having fake accounts engage with you, but it's still a problem nonetheless. And fortunately, there are Instagram grow services that are legitimate that still work. And that's where we come back to Ascend Viral. Now, Ascend Viral is a manual Instagram outreach service. What does that mean? We provide you with a personal assistant who grows your Instagram account by hand. So there's no automation, so it's completely compliant with Instagram's terms of service, and it's effective. It's completely safe, it's targeted growth, it's 100% real followers. We also have a 5-day free trial if you're interested. So you can come check us out at ascendviral.com. Hopefully this presentation helps. Moral of the story, don't buy fake followers. And thank you for watching. Have a good one.